Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again. So, we talked a little bit last week about all the goings on in AEW regarding Sting's last match and the danger that it presented to the crowd in Greensboro.
Well,
a lot of other podcasts talked about that sign that they put up warning the ringside fans. And everybody generally laughed about how, like, oh yeah, good luck in court showing that to the judge, you know. So but Sasha Banks debuted there. I watched it Wednesday night. They sent her out first. I mean, anybody that, you know, watches wrestling kind of figure out the clues. In Boston, big business with the letters boss spelled out. They're calling it a CEO now. She had a brand new wig that was very multicolored and interesting. She came out, made a speech, left. Samoa Joe came out, had his match, and that was all I wanted to see. And so I started watching basketball.
So that means you missed the big injury you heard about. I don't know if it was that night or Friday night.
What happened?
So Darby Allin was supposed to take time off to go climb Mount Everest. For real, not fake, for real.
Yeah.
And he went and tried to do some kind of crazy off the top rope move and broke his foot. So now he can't wrestle or climb Mount Everest.
Broken foot may have saved his life.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's suicidal. That's what I wanted to ask you guys. I think the motherfucker's suicidal. I mean, just the reckless things he does in wrestling.
I won't say that. I will say it comes from the right place of doing whatever he thinks he needs to entertain the crowd that's there and give them the most value for their money for the ticket. I do also agree with Al Snow that he is going to die in the ring.
Well, I think, piggybacking off what Steve says, you know, he's so little. You know, he's skinny, he's little, and it's probably one of those things where he's like, I have to do all this stuff to be a contender. I have to do all this stuff because I'm a little guy in a big man's world, and I got to do all this crazy stuff. And you know what? I really like his jump where he goes backwards and crosses his arms and lands on people, you know.
Coffin drop, that's called.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's good. I think it's scary looking. But I don't know. I just...
I will... Go ahead, Brian.
Well, he's a skater, too. So
that's where I was going.
Those guys are crazy. I mean, they do... I mean, Tony Hawk has broken his legs, you know, probably more times than he can remember. I mean, it's just they're just a different breed.
Yeah.
They just have that adrenaline rush from doing crazy things.
Because his best friend is Bam Margera. And
yeah, that tells you anything about how crazy he is.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, it's not a Gen X, Gen Z. It's a Generation X games. It's what he is.
But Darby's too young for that, though. I mean, because he's only like in his 20s, right? So to be
but he probably grew up watching that stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay. The internet's a lovely thing. Yeah.
I'm just surprised Bam Margera's still alive at this point.
I am too.
I keep watching his he's barely he's struggling.
Well, that's putting it nicely.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day I'm like, is this the day I'm gonna see that he's dead? Because like we discussed before, before Jackass, I was a huge CKY fan, and that's the stuff he did with his guys in Westchester, and that's Can't Kill Yourself. So that's what they called their stuff, and then they got up together with the Jackass crew, and then that's when they made the big, huge show and stuff. And you know, if you've ever watched any of that CKY stuff, I mean, you think Jackass is crazy, the CKY stuff is
they toned it down for Jackass.
Yeah, and that, you know, that's something that Jeff Tremaine said. He was like, we wanted to use some of that footage for CKY for the first season of Jackass, but there was so much that we couldn't use. He was like, it was just too much. And he said, we used everything we could, but it wasn't much. And I did not know what CKY stood for until today. So
can't kill yourself.
Well, Darby, there you go.
There you go. I guess that's his motto. I mean, because like, but you have those people that are just like daredevils. Like the whole thing they want to do is that high, and I'm not talking about like drug high, but it's the same type of, your brain responds very similarly to those type of things as it does with some drugs.
Yeah, it's the adrenaline high.
And
endorphins and dopamine are wonderful things.
But I agree with Al Snow. I mean, and Al Snow was an ECW for God's sakes.
But Al
he didn't do any
crazy stuff.
No, he did not.
No, but he did it. But he was in the. But no, I know he did it. But he was in the organization that was.
Okay, he was in Smoky Mountain too. Al was around New Jack long enough.
Yeah,
he knows.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's saying this guy's going to kill himself, I mean, he's coming from knowledge of those types of things. He's not some just old codge complaining about the young guys. I mean, like I said, he may not have done it, but he lived through the organizations that had the people who did it. And yeah. So, but I don't know.
Rick Diesel, your thoughts on young Darby Allin? And
I agree with everything everybody said. I think that it's just a combination of he's young, he's reckless, and he gets off on it. And he also can legitimately say, this is how I win matches, by doing crazy stuff that, a smaller guy has to do to get a pin on a bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was the first thing that went through my mind was, he's so small that he has to do the high flying, the high risk maneuvers to help him get an advantage. You know what I'm saying? That would be how he would portray his character. But some of the stuff he does is unnecessarily reckless.
It's backyard reckless. I'll say it's backyard reckless.
So that's why I lean more toward the skater thing, I guess, that Brian was saying, because it's he's probably done it in front of his friends so many times before wrestling, and they all thought it was so cool. He's like, well, everybody would just love to see me do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy it.
He's making a good living at it right now. I mean, I just
hope he's saving the medical bills.
I want to know his history and with mountain climbing, and I don't have enough screens here to look, but I'm sure like he's not, Mount Everest is not his first mountain he's attempting to climb. I mean, that's like going for the biggest.
Where's he originally from?
Seattle.
Yeah, that's gonna be my
Seattle.
question. Anybody? Okay. What did he do before AEW?
I don't know. I want to
see
if
he was probably a skater.
I want to see if he climbed Mount Rainier, because
I would put, if he was from Seattle, I'll put money that he's at least attempted to climb Rainier.
Yeah, because Mount Rainier is a little more dangerous than your average bear. It's because it's so big. It's got a bunch of different climates like they all do. But Mount Rainier is a volcano. And
they all are out there.
Yeah, but they have signs. If you look on the website for the park, the state or federal park, whatever it is, like they have signs.
I have zero mountain experience, like zero. I don't even know what I'm doing, Allin laughed. I just signed up and I've got 6 months to train to climb Mount Everest. The trainers Allin hired to complete his ascent from an adventure company based in New Zealand called Venture Consultants told Allin that training for such a short span to climb Mount Everest is unheard of, with most who climb Everest training for years or even dedicating their lives to it.
Yeah.
And I'm quoting that from Forbes magazine.
That is fucking insane.
Yeah, two things, Matt. I used to live at the base of Mount Rainier.
Oh,
so I know what you're talking, dude. It's unreal, And something AC had pointed out in chat, I'm going to twist it a little bit from the kind of quote he was taking, but Mount Everest is littered with the corpses of highly motivated people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, motivation's not enough, desire's not enough. I don't think dude knows enough or can train long enough at this point to do it safely.
Well,
I don't care who you're with.
Yeah, it even sounds like the people he's hired to help him are saying, "Yeah,
you're gonna die.
Right.
You're gonna die." So maybe breaking a foot did save his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if he gets up there and he's freezing to death, think they could construct a wrestling ring around him real quick so he could. So Al Snow could say, "Yep, he died in the ring."
Yep.
I mean, it's
who knows?
He'll jump off the side.
Oh boy, yeah, but he should try Mount Rainier first because that one kills about 4 every year, and you've got all kinds of fun surprises at Mount Rainier because those cute little streams coming out of the mountain by one rumble of the volcano can turn into raging rivers in a matter of a few seconds. So that has built-in obstacles to get you ready for Everest. You know,
Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, any of them out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to Clawbone, climb Squirrel Spur, rattlesnake will bite him. Matt knows.
That's a deep cut right there.
Tell him to come down our way and just climb Mount Pilot. I mean, come on.
There you go.
Yeah.
It kills one every once in a while.
Yeah, because people try to get up on the knob, right?
Right. It killed one last year, I think.
Yeah.
So it says that he was supposed to go to France to prepare himself. I'm not good enough for geography. Is there a huge mountain in France?
Yeah,
It's like the Alps.
The Alps,
The
yeah.
Alps.
Yeah, they're in the south part of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good practice. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and
gonna go do
you
that.
go down there, you got to eat people to survive. That's what did they do it in the movie?
No, that was the
Honor Party
Andes-
of 10.
No, that was the Andes Mountains in South America
okay.
you're thinking about.
Okay,